base in the Pacific, and I don't think from where they start they actually have the naval range to invade Hawaii. I do not think they have that. But, and the United States' method of dealing with the Pacific states, war. It's war. Canada has seized Alaska. So yes, now the US has a three-way war to deal with. Though the Pacific states, I never see them advance too far in terms of territorial gains. They'll usually take a certain amount of territory, then they'll sign a peace deal with the United States, and may even help them out against the Union State and the CSA. And on some occasions, I even see them reintegrate into the US after the war is over. Once everything's dealt with, they sometimes agree to rejoin the United States. Not always, but it does happen fairly frequently. So, apart from sending the US some aid like this, there's not a whole lot we can do. And we have the option of supporting the Union State or the federal government. I'm going to support the federal government for one very simple reason. When war breaks out in Europe, the Union State tends to side with the Germans. And I don't want Germany to be so strong that they're actually capable of winning a war against the communists too easily. I want them I hope the Germans win against the French, because here's what I would like to happen, ideally. Germany wins against France, but the French give the Germans enough of a bloody nose, make enough of a mess of the German army, that I'm able to essentially raffle stomp all over Germany and take them out without too much difficulty. So we will support the US federal government to hopefully keep Germany weak. The Japanese have had a rebellion in Korea, which I know for experience they will easily be able to put down this Korean uprising, because Korea doesn't even start with the whole peninsula under their control. But it should distract them for a bit. Tie up some manpower. Really all I can ask for. And I'm also going to send the Koreans a bit of aid. See about tying them up. If we can get them bogged down in a lengthy campaign against their own colony, that would be handy. I don't hold out much hope for it, though. The autocracy. Grand Duke Dmitri has been president for more than a year now, and his time in office has been a great success. The people are once again becoming accustomed to the rule by their social betters, as well they should be. We are, after all, their betters. Ha 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 ha. And now could be the perfect time to restore the Tsarist system. But who should be Tsar? So we can either maintain the Republic of the Aristocrats, so We're just a republic run by nobles. More of an oligarchy, I guess. Invite the legitimate czar to restore the autocracy. Invite the legitimate czar to head a constitutional monarchy, or Dmitry Pavlovich is the legitimate czar and autocrat after all. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to put the legitimate czar on the throne. The thing I have to decide now, though, is do we want an autocracy or a constitutional monarchy? Let's look at what it gives us. I think I'm going to invite the legitimate czar to head a constitutional monarchy, actually. Because, well, it's a sort of in-universe thing and a historical thing. Autocracies in general are not a very good thing because their leaders can very easily fuck up and they have no accountability. But just as an in-universe thing, the Russian Republic has been an utter failure, so a constitutional monarchy, good middle ground and all that. You can have a monarch there, but some people to make sure he doesn't try and declare himself a god or something. We will invite the legitimate czar to head a constitutional monarchy. And if you're wondering, yes, this was my plan all along. Constitutional monarchy. E4 the win. First, I am going to change the name a little bit and put a save in here that's easily identifiable. Manpower focus. Well done on the research front, Denikin. Let's see. And now a little bit, we'll go into People's Army. More morale and stuff. Independent Philippines. And we have some of that. But the Korean War is going to end in a Japanese victory, as I kind of suspected. Light carrier and whatever that other thing was. Some engineering thing for industry. Aircraft carriers, we'll start researching proper carriers now. And production 1935. Grab what we can in Pittsburgh captured. Great. US looting itself. Well done. Independent New England now, which for some reason is not a puppet of Canada. I always thought they would be puppeted or something like this. Okay, the 9th Duma elections. According to the Constitution, elections are to be held every 5 years. Although Kerensky's assassination caused major turmoil in Russia, the 8th Duma has managed to wait out the storm and elections. should proceed without interruption. But who will triumph? Let's see. I'm just going to have to go through here a bit. Let's see. The Cadet Liberal Coalition. It's not a whole lot of changes, but it's in a direction I like. But now we have to change our economy up a bit because there's a need for some more consumer goods. If for no other reason, as I was saying, if for no other reason than to make it so that we are not increasing our dissent. The Alash Order's resolve. The Alash Order has resolved to serve us and accept the authority of the new Tsar, but ask us to respect their independence. How should we respond? We can either decline and get lots of claims, or accept. I'm going to accept. We welcome the return of our loyal allies. Wait. Oh, fuck. For some reason I thought that meant they would become our puppet. That was kind of dumb. Really was. And, foreign policy. Now that our regime is firmly established, we can begin to consider our stance regarding the rest of the world. Our system deserves to be extended. This will piss off a bunch of people and give us some dissent. But that's the internationalism foreign policy. Focus in international policy. Russia should start becoming more active on the world stage. We are too weak to interfere in the German or Japanese spheres of influence. The Caucasus, bordering the dying Ottoman Empire, is an easy region to subjugate and has large oil deposits for us to exploit. Central Asia, with its unstable situation between the Alash Order and Turkestan, is an even easier region to subjugate. We should choose between these areas, as we don't have the resources for simultaneous action in both regions. We must secure the Caucasus. And Caucasus direction event in 4 days. Caucasus direction. We have chosen to expand in the Caucasus. We must decide whether we want to conquer the entire Caucasus or limit our operations to Georgia, Azerbaijan, or the Donkoban Union. If we bite off more than we can chew, we can have problems, both internal and international. We must secure the entire Caucasus. Yeah, I'm going for the entire thing. Demand that... Sorry, Germany. German Empire threatens Russia. The German Kaiser has made it clear that his empire would fully support the independence of the Caucasian nations if any other nation tries to interfere. It would be most unwise to underestimate them, despite the troubles they are facing on the home front. How shall we react to this statement? We react like this. Who gives a damn? We're going to ignore Germany is what we're going to do. Who cares? motorized infantry. And now I'll get mountain infantry. And I'm waiting for now. If we don't get some sort of event to make it so that this Neelash Order becomes, at the very least, a puppet, if not to let us annex them, I'm going after them. We're gonna break our alliance and invade their asses. It's on my list. And Germany has decided to back off. Thank you. Thank you, Germany. Prayers for the Tsar. -2 descent, and I'm not actually going to read that. What to do with the Donkoban Union? I'm going to save just because I'm paranoid about this game. Can start plebiscite or agitators are what I'm thinking. And what to do with the Donkoban Union? The lands of the Don and Kuban Cossack hosts between the Black and Caspian Seas was historically part of the Russian Empire until during the chaos of the Bolshevik Revolution and ensuing civil war and German intervention, an independent Donkoban Union was established by the charismatic white leader Peter Krasnov with support from Berlin. Now, however, Russia seems ready to reincorporate this petty state into the motherland. How shall we proceed? What course of action shall we take? We must be... Whatever course of action, even, we take, we must be prepared for a conflict of interest with Germany, as the Reich will certainly not take lightly our ambitions, especially towards a state friendly to them. So the two options I am willing to think about, because just a plus to relations is a no-no, and we are not consulting with fucking Germany, is to start sending agitators to throw the country into chaos, or a plebiscite. I'm going to do this the more interesting way and send agitators. So, Donkoban Union, get ready for some good old-fashioned chaos. Germany proposes a reinsurance treaty. With the socialist revival in the West evident, the Kaiser decided to propose us a reinsurance treaty. According to the document, we would be obliged to aid the Kaiser should Germany be attacked by France. This is an excellent chance to break our international isolation, as well as secure our western flank until our army is rebuilt. I don't fucking think so. I mean, no, Germany, screw you. I mean, our whole design right now is to let Germany and France beat the crap out of each other for a while, and then we go after, then we pick up the pieces, essentially. That's our whole plan right now. So a reinsurance treaty would ruin that whole idea. Russian coup succeeded in the Donkuban Union. Yes! Yes! Donkuban Union, you are ours! The Russian and Caucasian tribes have defeated the Cossacks. The future of the Donkuban lies in our hands. The Donkuban Union comes back to the motherland. And they're all considered our national provinces. Yes! The Donkuban Union accepted our irresistible proposal of annexation, and they are now part of our glorious nation. Oh yes. And we get a fuck ton of leaders. And now I'm going to strategically redeploy a bunch of units over on the border with Georgia. Who will be our next target? Well, they're busy trying to essentially beat Azerbaijan to death with a stick. We will murder their asses. First, I need our troops to arrive. Let's hope the deployment is okay. Baku oil fields, the Georgian question, the status of Armenia. And now, there has been an uprising in Spain. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Civil war in Spain. The legitimate Spanish kingdom under Alfonso IX is under severe threat from anarchists and fanatics. While many are saying this provides further proof of the terminal weakness of the House of Bourbon, a secure Spain is an important part of our defensive plans. It could be wise to help the government put an end to these threats. Not to mention that, in general, it's just very bad if communists take over in Spain. It tends to cause bad things to happen, so I want to at least delay them if I can. We will send materials and technical experts. At least try to do a semi-decent job of dying slowly. That would be nice, yeah. The Civil War in the US does not appear to be going all that well for the government, I'm noticing. Motherland Mass. A large-scale celebration has taken place in our capital. Apart from thousands of common Russians, the Patriarch, members of the Romanov family, and dozens of nobles, politicians, and high-ranking officers have attended the Mass. This is a great occasion to underline the ties between the government and the church in these uncertain times. Sanami Bog. And I probably totally misfucking pronounced that, didn't I? And most of our units... Yep, that's our whole army in position. The Georgian question. And I'm going to threaten them with force. Okay, Georgia. Actually, I need to actually read the decision. Sorry about that. Now that the Donkuban Union no longer exists, we must choose our stance towards the independent state of Georgia. We can either try to bring them into the fold using the direct threat of military power, or via covert operations using existing pro-monarchist resistance groups. What shall we do? I'm not going to do covert operations. For one thing, I don't actually know what that does. We'll start by threatening them with force. And tell them they'll either become incorporated into Russia or we'll invade their asses. And we'll see what happens. And they tell us, never! Georgian resistance. The mad Georgian leadership has rejected our rightful demands to control their territory again. How will we react to this insolence? How else? War. Well, war and altering our slider setup. But yes, war. Okay, attack there. Attack there. Attack there. Attack there. You aren't attacking, so you can attack there. And it's little more than a formality, really. I mean, this is Georgia, after all. So they're pretty much just going to evaporate. As we win battle after battle. But just to be sure, for their capital, we'll attack from a second direction. As the Georgians are destroyed utterly. To Russia march, the glorious Russian army marches on the Georgian capital. We will crush them. And now, the Ottoman Empire offers us a non-aggression pact. Our recent achievements in the Caucasus, namely the annexation of Georgia, who we haven't actually formally annexed yet, by the way, we just own their territory, have greatly disturbed the Ottoman Empire. Prince Nahad recently arrived in our capital with the proposal of a non-aggression pact between our nations, in which either side recognizes the current state of the border between the Ottoman Empire and Russia. How shall we respond to this proposal? Well, I like the idea. It will keep the Ottomans out of our affairs for the time being, but here's my counter-proposal. Include Armenia in the deal, and I will sign it. Abandon Armenia to its fate in non-aggression pact with Russians. Excellent. Non-aggression pact with the Ottomans was signed. The Ottoman Empire has agreed to include Armenia into our sphere of influence. We have successfully, there we go, that's how you say that word, eliminated the probability of war with the Ottoman Empire, thus freeing our hands to deal with more serious threats to our security in the process. It's a grand success of Russian diplomacy. Hooray! Non-aggression pact with the Ottoman Empire and -5 unrest. But we have 0 unrest, so that part's not particularly relevant. Now, though, we've occupied Georgia, it's time to formalize their annexation. And Armenia. We'll save you till second. Let's see. Kuban region has been retaken. We finally reclaimed the Kuban region and once more have access to the Black Sea, as well as the industrial potential of this territory. Unfortunately, part of the industrial equipment and a few factories were destroyed by hardline nationalists as a last desperate act of defiance against Russia. Damn it.